Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, verses 1 through 8. And this passage is well known to us as it tells us about the resurrection. The Sabbath has come to an end. It's before sunrise, practically. And Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James and Salome, they get together to go out to the tomb. You know, they've been faithful and they've been grieving and all through the Sabbath day, waiting to just go back out and take care of death. And that's the thing. They're going out with spices to rewrap a corpse, to put, sort of settle death down. And as they go out there, they're expecting a corpse and are asking who's going to open the stone, move the stone away so they can get into that crypt. And they're expecting death because there's, the law. If there's one law of life, it's that you die. It's like that old phrase, right? There's two things for certain. What's the certainties of this life? Death and taxes, right? And now not even death can be certain. They ask who's going to roll away the stone, and already the stone has been moved. And what does this mean? It means that God has broken beyond the law, the essential law of this universe, that the life ends in death. And God's working he's coloring outside the lines. He's broken out of that tomb. The stone is rolled away, and there's a whole new reality that is emerging. It's the power of life in Jesus Christ. And the angel is there and he says, what does he say? He says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that the old way of things has now come to an end. And now there's the resurrection. He says, you're looking for Jesus of Nazareth, the one who is crucified. And this is so critical because it's not just anybody who has been raised from the dead. It is Jesus who came proclaiming himself as a rabbi, as a prophet, as the Messiah, as the Son of God, the one who was executed by the Jews and by the Romans. This is the one who God raised up. And it is the power of the resurrection that gives power to the crucifixion. And it is the crucifixion that gives power and meaning to the resurrection. And then he says, look, he is risen. The angel proclaims the essential message. He is risen. It is the foundation upon which the entire New Testament is found. Jesus Christ is raised from the dead. That changes everything. It's why we have a New Testament. And it says he's not here. Look, you see where he was? But go. See, that's a gospel but. It's something, God has changed something. He's no longer in the tomb, but instead he's going ahead of you. Go and tell the disciples and tell Peter. Why focus on Peter? Two reasons. One, because Peter was the only one who publicly denied Jesus, even though the rest of them, they bailed on him. But the other reason is because Peter has been called by Jesus Christ to emerge as the leader of the leaders, right? It is Peter who is going to preach that first sermon on Pentecost Sunday. And Jesus is going to gather you together, go and tell them and gather with him. They're trembling and bewildered. Of course they are. Everything has been turned upside down, and they go and they tell no one. Oh my gosh, what a crazy ending to a story. And yet they must have told somebody, because there's the Gospel of Mark, and here you and I are with faith in the risen Christ. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.